What's good, everybody? Man Like Will back again here on YouTube, and it is time for the match reaction for USA as they took on Bolivia in the opening match to Group C of the Copa America. But before we get into the festivities, if you haven't already, please like, share, and of course, subscribe to the Man Like Will channel. It definitely does help the channel grow. And if you have already, thank you so much. I humbly appreciate it. Thank you. Now, going into this tournament, right, I'll be honest, the U.S. had to make a very good first impression because with those two international friendlies that the U.S. had against Colombia and against Brazil, it left a sour taste in a lot of U.S. men's national team supporters' mouths. And you would think if you were Greg Berhalter, who was the U.S. men's national team head coach, you would think that you would try to address some of these issues based off those results, right? But nevertheless, the boys have to make somewhat of a first impression in this game, even if it is against Bolivia. And this is no disrespect to Bolivia at all, but yeah, the U.S., I expected at least 4-0, something along the lines of that. But just by looking at this lineup, it's essentially a very, very similar, or I'll even go as to say a near identical lineup to what we saw against Colombia, with the only exception being, of course, Johnny Cardoso not being selected to play defensive midfielder in this particular game. That distinction goes to Tyler Adams. What I think is actually, to be fair to Greg Berhalter, is a very smart decision. I think Tyler Adams, in my opinion, is a better choice. I think he has a lot more to offer in that position. He can close down spaces better. He can actually cover the passing lanes better. I think he can actually read plays better compared to Cardoso. He does also those over-the-top long passes a lot better compared to Cardoso, in my opinion. So, smart decision by Greg Berhalter. Quickly diving into the game, 3 minutes in, the U.S. men's national team, they secured their first goal, and it was done by Christian Pulisic. Corner took in quickly by Tim Weah, gives the ball back to Pulisic, and he just cuts inside and just goes for a beauty. He goes for an absolute curler. Vizcarra, who was the goalkeeper for the Bolivian national team, he did get a hand to it, but still, it was an absolute beauty from Captain America. Fair play to him, and it can only get better for Pulisic so far in this game because he was all over the place, and he was definitely man of the match in my opinion. He was absolutely bringing it passes to not only Tim Weah but also to Phil Balogun. He was wreaking havoc on that defense for Bolivia. He even gave Vizcarra a few scary opportunities as well. Those were his power shots. But fair play to Vizcarra, he was immense for Bolivia. What's for him, as well as some of those Bolivian defenders, this could have easily been 4 or 5-0 for the U.S. men's national team. Now let's talk Flo Balogun. Now I'm gonna be honest, I think he performed okay. I feel as though Balogun is one of those type of players who definitely relies on confidence to really build up his game on pitch. With that goal that he scored against Bolivia, he's definitely going to use that to really elevate his game into the next few matches within the group stage. Excuse me. And also, this works for Ricardo Pepe as well. This was one of them ones where, yes, he had a couple of stinkers as well when he was in front of goal, especially in this game. But it's the first game, and I feel as though that Berhalter has to take him aside too and just be like, hey, listen, it is what it is. It'll be fine. You have to continue and train harder when it's time for practice. You'll get your chance. This is where man management comes in. And I feel like when it comes to international levels, especially, when you have your philosophy and you're trying to implement it into the pitch, man management is also quintessential for a player mentally, for them to really, really perform, especially when it comes to a tournament as high level as the Copa America. Just to talk shortly about Bolivia, I thought Bolivia played, they actually played well, defensively that is. They didn't really offer anything up front. Matt Turner pretty much I really didn't remember much of him. He had 3 saves, I think. he really didn't do anything memorable. So it was like a slow day at the office for him. Aside from that, it was mostly all Discario, and as well as that back line that pretty much did the heavy lifting for the Bolivians. But there is a question that kind of remains. Did the U.S. men's national team leave a good first impression? I'll be honest, I was entertained, yes, but again, the boys just didn't leave that impression that they were going to be a force, that they were going to say, hey, we are here to play and we're here to go far into the tournament. When I was watching the game, yes, like I said before, I was entertained, but I was frustrated. And this is no disrespect to Bolivia, but the way that this game was, the scoreline could have been bigger margins than what it really was. And the boys better be prepared for this group because, again, they have much tougher foes ahead of them as they take on Panama and they take on Uruguay, which is their fiercest foe coming up, and that is on July 1st. Overall, I give the U.S. men's national team's performance against Bolivia a solid 6. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. They can definitely improve on finishing their dinners in front of goal, and hopefully they can improve on that against Panama and definitely against Uruguay. And just thinking about Uruguay against this team defensively, it's gonna be peak. But anyway, if you did like this video, please smash the like button, comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Also, comment down below let me know what you guys think about this game. Did you guys think that the U.S. men's national team should be rated higher from their performance, or should they have been rated lower? Who was your man of the match? Please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. And like Will out.